Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be doing a build for pretty much any tank. This is going to be an early aggression build, so this is going to be kind of an alternative to maybe the ordinary builds that are going on. And it's focusing on that early aggression. If you want to go in and get that first kill, maybe after you get the boots and after you get that third item online, if you're still in lane, hopefully you can get that early kill. So hopefully this will allow you to do that. So we'll go into it and we'll start looking at what we're going to do. So we're actually going to go normal starter item. We're going to go into the Watcher's Gift. And then instead of boots, uh, we're actually going to go into the Dynasty Plate Helm. Now this is an item that's been used on mages a lot recently. This gives them a lot of extra early protection, as well as a good little power boost and some penetration. So we're going to go this on support, and I think it's important to rush this item because again, you're looking for that early kill is really the key for this. And I think this kind of build will work well on Kumba, Ares, Sobek, Bacchus too. Any of those gods that have like a finisher ultimate, that's really what I'm looking for. At least if I'm going to use this build. So Kumba, if you get the Dynasty Plate Helm on him, his ultimates you can use and get the kill a lot more likely than if you didn't have that early aggression, the early power. With Ares, you could look to do some more damage with your chains by getting this item. Sobek with his ultimate, the same thing, and Bacchus, you could also use his ultimate to do a little bit more damage. So that's what we're going to be looking for with this type of build, confirming it. And I think a good mix with this build for the first item would be to get Blink. Now, if you're playing Sobek, you might not need Blink as much. I think Bacchus is another one that you don't really need Blink with, but I think Blink Bacchus ult is actually almost just as good as say a Blink Kumba ult or Blink Kumba Mez, even like a Blink Sylvanas. I think a Blink Bacchus ult is actually something that isn't used very often, but could be. So that's what I would recommend for this build because what's probably going to happen, you're going to get to lane, you're going to farm up, get as much gold as you can, and then your first back, you're going to finish off the Dynasty Plate Helm, and then hopefully by the time you walk back, the enemies will still be in lane. Maybe your lane will be pushed up. You can blink in, do whatever you need to do, and then the fact that you have this item online early will allow you to get that early kill. So that's really the plan if you're in Conquest. So we're going to go into, for potions, you do 4 of each. Um, okay. And then, of course, the next item we will finish will be the Dynasty Plate Helm. And like I said, if you're looking for probably around like 5 minutes by the time you get your ultimate, if you can get this item finished by the time you reach level 5, when you come back to lane, you can blink in and then use whatever abilities you need to and be more likely to get the early kill. After that, we're going to go, of course, right into boots. You can do whatever boots you want. I think the best ones to get are reinforced shoes. This allows you to get that extra health. The crowd control reduction is actually a very underrated stat. In fact, my main Kumba build, I go reinforced shoes and then right into spear robe because that maxes your crowd control reduction. And you may not notice it as much, but in team fights, it just allows you to get out a lot earlier. You just have more freedom to kind of move without being CC'd for a long time, so it's actually a great thing to have. And if you can max out early, as well as adding those other things like the health and the protections, like it's just good to kind of get that mix in there. And then after that, you can really go into whatever you want. The way I had it was to go into kind of, because you're kind of falling off early as far as like health and protections go, I think you should go into Height of the Urchin. Sovereignty, you don't get as much health. You don't get as much protections. You only get physical protections on that item. It is an aura item, so it can help your teams more, but you may have to be a little bit more selfish with this build because you're going with that early aggression. And Height of the Urchin will just allow you to kind of keep up with hopefully the enemy tank, who is probably going to be a little bit tankier than you because you have Dynasty Plate Helm. So Height of the Urchin, I think, is a good item that has so much on it, it will allow you to keep up. That's why I think that's a good fourth item. After that, you can just really go on whatever the comp is that you're playing against. If you really need some physical protections, you could go into maybe Breastplate of Valor if you want the cooldown. You could go into Sovereignty if you want to get that aura item online. I actually think that the best next item would be Bulwark of Hope, because you're usually 4th, 5th item is about when you want to have those magical protections because the mages are going to come online. Zeus's ultimate is going to be, dangerous. Poseidon, you got to be careful of those like big bursts abilities. So you really want to have the magical protection. I think having Bulwark at this point in the build just makes sense. Another thing you could do, if you really are concerned about your health, is to go with Wingblade. Of course, you're not going to get any extra protections on this, but you will max your crowd control reduction because you have the 30% on here and then 20% on Wingblade, so that it maxes at 40%, so you can max that out pretty early by the 5th item, which is good. Or you could go into Bulwark of Hope. So we'll leave Wingblade, say we go with that, we want the extra health. And then we'll go into Bulwark after that. And then again, after, it kind of depends on what you want to do. I think either if you want to go into more health, Midgardian Mail would be good. You could also go into something like a Spear Robe, which I think actually, no, I wouldn't do Spear Robe. I take that back because the crowd control reduction just won't matter. You would have already maxed it at this point, so you're losing a stat if you pick that over something else. So you could go into Midgardian Mail. You're noticing that there isn't any cooldown, so you could go into another cooldown item if you really need that. So something like Mantle of Discord. You could just go into Spear Robe just for the cooldown if you want to. So it's really up to you. On the last item, the last item is kind of iffy, but I think this could actually be a viable build. It's something that, this item, Dynasty Plate Helm, has been used on mages because it is a good mix between getting a little bit more protections, but also getting that little bit of early power that you need. And I think on Guardians it could also work because it's a mix. So I think this could be a very viable build. If you want to try it out, let me know. Get it, you're looking for that early kill around 5 minutes. And if you try it out and you like it, let me know what you think. And again, it could work on almost any tank, but probably better on an aggressive tank with an ultimate that can finish them off. So a high damaging ultimate is really what you're looking for. So that is the build. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.